Again, living animals inside the American Museum. I can't imagine what it must have smelled like back then. Giraffes, hippopotamuses, everything was inside in cages. Now, at that point also, all of the rules and the regulations and the standard best practices for animal care didn't exist. People didn't have this information yet. This is where it all really starts. But again, even in the American Museum, in the basement were whale tanks. And that's the moment where they discover fresh water and salt water don't work, right? So they lost some whales from Labrador because they were like, what happens? Scientists come and they figure it out. One thing that Barnum does, which is kind of fun, the Barnum Museum, my museum, is literally on I-95, and it's really where Barnum's houses were. And through his property were the train lines, going from like New Haven all the way to New York. And Barnum actually handed one of his field hands a train schedule, some exotic clothing, and said, hey, when the train is running through on its way to New York, hitch up the elephant, start plowing the fields, it'll get people excited, and maybe they'll come to the American Museum. So he would do this every single time. So this is the elephant plowing the fields, so people were saying, oh my God, can you believe that? Well, I'm going to tell you, I still live down here. This would still work today. And now, Ringling Brothers Barnum Valley comes to Bridgeport because there's a big arena, and they have the elephants outside where the train lines are, just a few feet away, and people can see the elephants from the trains, and everybody's leaning on the windows on one side of the train to see all of the pachyderms, because about 10 of them. Oh my gosh darn it, it still doesn't work. I had the State Historic Preservation Officer call me, and she was like, you divas in Bridgeport are still doing that old trick, and it still works. I said, she called me.